The Charlotte Hornets played with fire, and they got burned. Charlotte Hornets lose 116-109 to a bad Orlando Magic team. The Orlando Magic is now 8-35, and Charlotte basically got run off the court in the fourth quarter. A bad Orlando team. Anyone that watched the game, it was very frustrating, very frustrating. Again, defense, the main culprit. Defense. I don't know how many times the Hornets are going to play bad defense, but they've been a bad defensive team all year, and it showed up again. You cannot let a bad Orlando Magic team, a bad offensive team like the Orlando Magic, who their best player, I guess, is Jalen Suggs. You cannot allow them to shoot 52% and score 116 points. 160 points. Another game where the Charlotte Hornets gave up more than 110 points. They beat, in this recent stretch, the last week and a half, they beat Milwaukee twice. They went on the road and beat Philly. And then you come home and lose to a bad Orlando Magic team. It's almost unacceptable. And you know, these are the kind of losses where you look back and you know, at the end of the year when you're in the play-in games and you don't secure that 6th seed, these are the games that you go back to. Games against bad teams where you didn't handle your business. Orlando is a bad team, and they just wanted it more. They were more physical, they were tougher, they were getting down on the floor, and they just wanted it more. Charlotte is a three-point shooting team, and when they can't hit threes, it's hard for them to do anything else because they don't have no post presence. They have no post presence. So without a post presence, when they go cold, they go ice cold. And in today's game, Charlotte went ice cold. Putting the stats up on the screen right now, but as you can see, Charlotte allowed Orlando to shoot 52%. They shot 40% throughout the game. Some things that come to mind, I'm looking at my game notes right now. Plumlee just got abused by Mo Wagner. I'm sure a lot of you are saying, who is Mo Wagner? Exactly. Mo Wagner blew up Plumlee for 26 points. 11 for 17, I think it was. Just blew him up. Mo Wagner blew him up. Robin Lopez blew him up. I mean, we have no post presence whatsoever, which I don't even know why James Borrego even plays Mason Plumlee. He should start PJ Washington, and we just roll with the small lineup because, Mason Plumlee ain't doing nothing for you. And these are the games that get you frustrated with James Borrego, because you say to yourself, you might as well throw Kai Jones out there. Let's see what the kid has. Let's see what the kid has. You traded a first round pick to the Knicks so that you can draft Kai Jones, and there was, coming up into the draft, there was a lot of buzz about Charlotte wanting to take Kai Jones with the 13th pick. It just so happened that James Bouknight dropped, so Charlotte had to take the best player, and then they traded a future protected first round pick to the Knicks so that they can come back and draft Kai Jones. And Kai Jones haven't even sniffed the court. And to be fair, I think Kai Jones is in the health and safety protocols. To be fair, I think he's he tested positive for COVID, so he wouldn't have been able to go out there tonight. But even if he was available, James Borrego wasn't going to play him. All Charlotte Hornets fans know that, James Borrego is very tight with his lineups. He likes certain people. He likes to play certain guys, and some guys just won't get any run. That's just the way it is. But again, a very frustrating game. Very frustrating. We need a real center. I think Mitch Kupchak needs to go out and make a trade. He needs to go out and make a trade. I'm not saying give up the farm and it has to be Miles Turner, but we need a real defensive center. Not a Bismack, Biyombo, nothing like that. But we need it's time we get a real center. Because it's just, games like this, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Some also things that came to mind as I'm again looking at my game notes. Miles Bridges needs a mid-range game. He needs one bad. He's been rather cold from the three-point line here the last 20 games. And if he's not going to the hole strong, he's not bringing a whole lot. At least on defense, you can tell that he's trying. He's trying. So he tries on defense, and he goes to the hole strong. He's a slasher. But if he can't hit them wide open threes, he's gonna need to practice his mid-range game. There was a lot of Cody Martin driving to the baseline, jumping up in the air with no one to throw it to, leaving his feet without having a plan and turning it over. The Hornets had 16 turnovers tonight. So when you play no D, you have 16 turnovers. That's how you let the Magic score more than 110 points. So that was the game in a nutshell. During the first half, it was closer than it should have been. Again, the Magic are a bad team. 8-35 overall. Charlotte was on a 4-game winning streak, beating the Bucks twice, finally beating the 76ers. You're in the 7th seed. You're a game back from Cleveland for the 6th seed, and you come out here and you lay an egg. You lay an egg against the Orlando Magic. Again, that's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. Again, the Magic was tougher. They were more physical. They were getting down on the floor. You can tell that they wanted it more, and they were just going after Mason Plumlee, put him in the screen and roll, taking him off dribble. It's just something's got to change. Something's got to change because the defense has been like this the entire year. For a small amount of stretches, Charlotte plays defense, but as you can see, we're halfway through the season, and they are the worst defensive team in the league. The worst defensive team in the league, and it's not by close. They're the worst defensive team in the league by 2 points. By 2 points, and the difference between the 10th and the mid-20s is less than a point. So that's a big gap. They're really bad defensively, and getting a center is not going to cure all of their ails, but they don't have a defensive anchor. I don't know what Mitch Kupchak saw in Mason Plumlee, but he saw the one thing, and maybe there are those out there that say, hey, he traded for Plumlee, so he doesn't need to do any type of trade whatsoever. Just draft. He seems to draft well. Just do that because your trades are horrible. So maybe that, some would say, hey, Mitch Kupchak is doing just fine. He don't need to make any more trades. He's gonna make some bad trades. Going through the lineup, LaMelo Ball had a solid game. H2O Gordon Hayward, number 20, that guy. Again, the most quietest, 18 points, which is basically his average. He had 18 points on 7 of 14 shooting, but he didn't really he didn't really make any noise. These are the games that you're looking for your max player to do something, to put you over the hump, and that's not Gordon Hayward. If LaMelo Ball wasn't making things happen, it just wasn't happening. For a short time in the second half, Ish Smith was out there and provided some energy, but beyond that, it was LaMelo Ball or nothing. Creating, hitting threes. It's why he's the future. It's why James Borrego and Mitch Kupchak are on the clock. Once you have a superstar, once you hit a superstar in the draft, you got to start making it happen. And that's why the fans are clamoring for a trade. They're clamoring for Miles Turner, who is the second best shot blocker in the league, and can stretch the floor as well. So that's why fans are clamoring for a trade. Again, Miles Bridges, mid-range game. As I said, he got 20 points on 7 of 17 shooting. And Scary Terry was sure enough scary tonight. 19 points on 6 of 23 shooting. He played all right the first half, but in the second half, he was cold. As cold as it's been outside the last week and a half. He was ice cold tonight. And these games where you can't shoot threes, they shot 40% overall. These games where they can't hit threes, having a center that has some kind of post presence would help. Having a center that can do a pick and roll with LaMelo Ball and catch lobs and finish, that would help. Plumlee is so limited. He's so limited in what he can do. It just hurts because he doesn't play defense. He's not an offensive stretch. He's not an offensive presence. Excuse me. So if he doesn't play defense, he can't play offense. He's a bad pick and roll center. Then what's the point? What's the point? It's just a very frustrating game. The Hornets have 2 days off, and then they'll come back and have another game. Can't remember who they have on the schedule. I want to say Detroit, but I don't think that's the case. But again, instant reaction to the defeat of the Charlotte Hornets tonight by the Orlando Magic, 116 to 109. They fall to 23-20 overall, and just a bad game overall. Throw me a like if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel. So take care and have a great night.